Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Ox Talks. Thanks for watching the show today. As always, I really appreciate you guys hitting the thumbs up button for me, the like button, sharing these videos with people that you know and love, family, friends, coworkers, colleagues. And if you're not subscribed to Ox Talks, I'd appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button so we can keep building the channel. I want to share a couple stories with you that builds on the one of my videos I did from last week, talking about the fact that this country may not be prepared for what is coming economically, coming politically, and we talk about the foreign conflicts that are being waged right now around the globe and how the United States is being drawn in right to these conflicts. Now we're openly supporting some. Obviously not going to go down that path today, but this builds on the theme of, are we not only prepared as a people, as a nation, but are we prepared militarily in other sectors of the world to be able to defend U.S. interests if called upon to do so? And there were two articles I saw. One came out Sunday from Zero Hedge that caught my attention. I want to share with you first. And then I also saw one that was out Saturday. But I'm going to reverse the order of the articles because I think it makes more sense. And again, I welcome your comments below, your input. We talk about America's dominance, America's exceptionalism, and obviously for a long time, the United States has enjoyed that, certainly from a military perspective. But a couple of these things are being raised now about generals in other spheres of the world, U.S. generals or top commanders, raising the concern about the ability of the United States to respond. It's important for all of us to just kind of be aware of this. And just like we talk about the ability to defend ourselves, defend our family, how about our nation? How about those that we know and love and care about? Okay? So let me share the first article with you because it makes you wonder whether or not we are, as a nation, being stretched too thin already abroad. And what are the true emerging threats to peace and security, for the United States? And again, I'll let you guys weigh in on that and give me your thoughts and comments. We all may have different perspectives and opinions on it, but I'll share the articles. One was yesterday at the Zero Hedge. Navy's Indo-Pacific commander warns Ukraine aid is draining U.S. missile stocks. A top U.S. Navy admiral has warned this week that the recent move of Washington to give advanced long-range weapons to Ukraine is depleting United States missile stocks. Sam Paparo, commander of the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, told a Brookings Institute audience earlier this week that earlier in the war, the U.S. was shipping less valuable weaponry to Ukraine, which did not deeply impact readiness for big global threats like China. More advanced defense tech is currently being shipped, and this presents a serious problem for the United States' long-term defense needs. He says, but now with some of the Patriots that have been employed, some of the air-to-air missiles that have been employed, it's now eating into stocks, according to Paparo. And to say otherwise would be dishonest, he says. The naval commander continued, given he's in charge of the Pacific region, he underscored that this could weaken America's defense posture in the region for the long term at a moment Beijing is vying for military primacy. And the next article I want to share with you has to do exactly with that. So hang in there, please watch till the end. Paparo emphasized that none of these weapons are preserved for any particular theater, but none can move with alacrity, to any theater. You would think a lawyer would understand how to pronounce certain words, okay? Alacrity, look it up. Inherently, it imposes costs on the readiness of America to respond in the Indo-Pacific region, which is the most stressing theater for the quantity and quality of munitions being that China is the most capable, says potential adversary in the world, as cited in Washington Times report last Friday. He called for the depleted weaponry to be restored and then some, and that this must be an urgent priority. Among the missile systems being given by the Biden administration to Kiev are Patriot air defense batteries and the Army's tactical missile systems, the ATACMS, which was the subject of the news last week with the recent administration's authorization for use of those weapons in that conflict. We talk about what you guys have probably seen stories, articles out over the past years about the America's Air Force and whether or not the Air Force and the fighter jets are, or what percentage of them are actually battle ready and battle tested right now. And I've seen some varying information on that, but really maybe a large percentage of those fighter jets are not even operational or combat ready. The next article I'll share with you, China, just feeds into China. China's new port in Peru, a strategic threat to U.S. security. The new Chinese-controlled port in Peru is part of Chinese leader Xi's strategy to outflank the United States by establishing a maritime and land corridor linking China to Latin America. The Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, is aggressively expanding its influence. Actually, it's not Xi, it's Xi, excuse me. Is expanding its influence in South America. On November 14th, Xi and Peruvian President Dina Boluarte inaugurated a $3.6 billion port in, I think it's pronounced Chancay, Chancay, Peru, marking another major step in China's economic foothold in the region. Earlier this year, Boluarte traveled to Beijing to strengthen Sino-Peruvian ties, cementing Peru's position as the second largest recipient of Chinese foreign direct investment in Latin America. It says, in stark contrast, the White House failed to engage Boluarte during her 2023 visit to Washington, missing a key opportunity to counter Beijing's growing influence. The Chinese shipping giant COSCO owns a 60% stake in Peru's Chancay port, which will serve as a critical node in China's Belt and Road Initiative and its first logistics hub in the Americas. Listen to this. General Laura J. Richardson, then commander of U.S. Southern Command, warned Congress that while the port is officially designated for commercial purposes, its size and capabilities could accommodate military assets, including combat vessels. She emphasized that China, as a strategic competitor, undermines international norms and democratic values in Latin America and the Caribbean. Says these Chinese-controlled ports pose significant challenges for U.S. military operations in a potential conflict, such as the one in Taiwan Strait or South China Sea. The U.S. Navy may need to quickly move ships between the Atlantic and Pacific through critical choke points like the Panama Canal or the Strait of Magellan. Chinese companies managing these infrastructures could delay or obstruct U.S. movement. So it's continue to move pawns on a chessboard, right? That's what's happening here. But while we're getting stretched thin in this other arena, what impact, and trust me, other countries are watching that. What impact is that going to have, on the world stage? You might say, well, with the new administration coming in, strong defense will be a priority, but look at timing is everything. And we've discussed in the last few videos, there's still quite a few weeks before the transition takes place. There's a lot happening right now on the international stage as well. And so we just obviously want to, let's say, pray that this all works out for the, let's say, best interests of the United States. But this is something that everyone needs to be thinking about, paying attention to. Just keep an eye on. Obviously, we have a lot of stressors affecting us here at home. family, work, people stressing out to pay bills. I get it. It's Thanksgiving week. A lot of family stress is getting introduced now. People come around the table, discussions are had that people don't want to have, they're uncomfortable having. I understand all that. But I thought this was something that was important and worthwhile to share with all of you today. I'll leave about 10 minutes. I've got a Zoom call. I got to jump off about an hour. I'm leaving to get my workout in today. I've got some positive comments from many of you about me, again, referencing the workouts and staying healthy and exercise and diet. So I'll continue to do that briefly at the end of these videos. All of you have a great rest of your day today, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.